dio Egumu watu wenumo amandianeze Onye anumo wanewe meko Donya kpachalanyao Makanotumu wasiadinanya Borozi kafasi adinime Imanumu wagamasi manenu aro
And I'm going to help Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to get Biafra. Believe me. Go and mark today's date.
I see Mommy Nkechi, a rapper don't tell she the new for grave where my uche day Papa Emeka. Don't blind from growing, Pekin don't fall, now watch up I'm raw. He said they shake my hand no feel. Yesterday we laughed, today I just we know. If we don't stop this night where we they share, tell me who go sing for the ones we know they.
She need the voice from under the soil. Brother, no let my blood turn to oil. Little Ada they ask where my papa go. Her small hand they shake, she no sabi this woe. I beg, my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, their death go burn you.
No, make we try yo. Back up in the day.
I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts, we no go fail you. If we hold this love, their death go burn you.
Oh, make we try, oh.
Back up joins with a trembling, oh. Hey. If we no join now, our children go so.
I agitate for Biafra. I agitate for Biafra, my right to agitate. My right. They done this from this now to terrorism.
Breaking news reaching us now. The leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has been arrested, extradited to Nigeria, and is right now being arraigned at the Federal High Court in Abuja. Kanu is facing charges bordering on treasonable felony instituted against him at the Federal High Court.
It was an unjust war.
Long ago, in the heart of Biafra, a nation was born from the ashes of war. A war that scarred the land and its people, yet it never killed the spirit of freedom.
The war aim of Biafra is purely to prevent ourselves being slaughtered, nothing more.
It was in this land, scarred by conflict, that Nnamdi Kanu was born, a son destined to revive the dream of independence for Biafra.
And if anybody is going to judge our success and failure in this war, it will have to depend on how much we have prevented the enemy from killing us.
Raised with the echoes of his ancestors' struggles, Kanu understood that the wounds of war ran deep in the hearts of his people. The scars from the Biafran War, which ravaged the land and cost countless lives, had never healed. The dream of an independent Biafra, broken but not forgotten, lived on in the hearts of those who survived. It was these voices, these memories, that called him to action. As Nnamdi Kanu grew, so did his voice. He became a preacher of justice, a messenger for the heard. He spoke not just for his generation, were shattered by the war. The pain of the past was alive within him, and his words resonated with the cries of the oppressed. But as Kanu's message sowed the fear of the establishment, his calls for self-determination grew louder. The government. The revived one could awaken the wounds of the past and ignite a new conflict. And so they moved against him. Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, his body captured, but his spirit unbroken. The authorities believed that imprisoning him would extinguish the fire he had started. But they failed to understand the depths of his cause. The pain of the war, the bloodshed of the past, was not something easily forgotten. It was a flame that could never be fully extinguished. His arrest became a symbol of the struggle that began in the blood-soaked fields of the Biafran War. The demand for freedom was still alive. The fight for justice continued, not just for Nnamdi Kanu, but for all the lives lost, for all the children born into a world of scars. The fight for Biafra is not just his fight. It is the fight of all those who have ever dreamed of a free land. And though the past may haunt the present, the future is still unwritten. As long as the story of Nnamdi Kanu is told, as long as the voices of his people rise, the dream of Biafra lives on. Arrested, again, 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 again. Again, and again, and yet again.
I agitate for Biafra. Agitate for Biafra, my right to agitate. My right. They turned it from reasonable felony now to terrorism.
This is Nnamdi Kanu speaking. Biafra land, listen. They thought they could silence me, but they didn't just cage me. They caged your spirit. They made you forget that our land still bleeds, that our people still suffer, that nothing has changed. 5 years in chains. But what about you? Are you not free? Or have they bound your voice with fear? The struggle was never about me, it was about you, your children, your land, your future. So I ask you, where is the fire that once burned in your heart? Where is the voice that once roared for freedom? Wake up! Rise again. Speak. Act. Remember who you are. This is Nnamdi Kanu.
This is my wicked word. This is my confusion word. Listen to Palibran. I'm really telling you a story about one lady girl. Pali they go to work to. Pali they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. Wherever they go. Wherever they go, opposite Udi, but the right hand the side, along the Sukudu Road, I see people run, I see people run, then I ask the driver waiting they happen, driver waiting they happen. Never tell the Palibai. See no day for talk. See no day for talk. If better you take your eye and see. Then I call the driver. The driver waiting. The driver waiting. This is my wicked word. This is my confusion word. Listen to Palibran. I'm really telling you a story about one lady girl. Pali they go to work. Pali they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. Wherever they go. Wherever they go, opposite Udi, but the right hand the side, along the Sukudu Road, I see people run, I see people run, then I ask the driver waiting they happen, driver waiting they happen.
Our Father who art in heaven, Nnamdi that your name may be hallowed by name, that we may bow at the mention of it, that we may offer every glory unto thee, that we may offer you every adoration and adulation. To pray in the language of heaven, the very oldest language on the face of this very earth. Chukwu okike abịa mapụrụ m ihe niile, Chineke na onye ndị nsọ na-efe wee na-akpụ isi ala nye onye anyị na-agọzi aha nsọ ya mgbe niile, onye anyị na-aja mma wee na-eto anyị enweghị iche ọzọ ewezuga gị. Anyị anaghị efe arụsị, ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye kere ihe niile kere eke mana onweghị onye kere ya. Ọ bụ ya mere ndị Igbo ji wee na-etu gị ebighị ebi. Ndị nsọ na-agba oche eze gị okirikiri ha na-akpụ isi ala nye gị, ọbụladị ndị okenye oru 2 na 4 bụ ndị na-atụ mkpọ ọla edo na ala ha niile si na-ede nsọ Chineke nna nke igwe. N'ụtụtụ a, ehihie, abalị, n'ụwa niile bụ ebe ụmụ gị gbasasịrị ka ụkpaka nna nke ebere dị ngọzi ka anyị na-akpọkọta ha eze ebube n'ime eluigwe wee na-arịọ gị mma gị na ebere gị, amara gị na ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị nọ. Anyị wee na-arịọ ka iru gị wee chaa n'ebe anyị nọ. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị eze ebube dị ngọzi ka igwe tinye ọgbaghara n'etiti ndị iro, ka ha rabụ ndị kụziri ka ha wee megide anyị, onye nwe m na Chineke nna dị nsọ, ka aka nsị ndị dị etu a wee baa ha ọnụ, ije obodo ekwensu bụ zuu wee laa ya n'iyi. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị
onye na-adịgide ma ruo mgbe ebighị ebi. Biko nụ ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ọsọ ọsọ nna nke bịara na ụmụ gị atakwala n'ahụhụ. Anyị wee na-arịọghị gị iwe na anyị ezi echiche na amamihe mmekọrịta nwanne na nwanne ịdị n'otu ọganiru. Ịhụnanya nke pụrụ iche onye nwe m na Chineke nna. Ka iwe etinye ụmụ gị ezi mmụọ nke eziokwu ma wezụga anyị aka ajọ ihe n'ime ndụ anyị nna nke bred ngọzi. Ka ọ ga-abụ maazị na Biafra ga-abịa anyị ga-aja gị mma wee too gị wee gọzie aha nsọ gị isi ala nye gị bulie aha nsọ gị elu site n'ebighị mara onye ebighị ka a na-arịọ gị ise. This very morning, all of you, I believe that those who are watching know who we are and why we do what we do. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra all over this very planet Earth, the director of radio Biafra and Biafra television, and by the very special grace of the Most High Elohim, a servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. We are live and we are direct this very morning, afternoon, or night, depending on where you are. And we start this very day by making it abundantly clear that the greatest enemy of a black man is the way that we reason. If not that the way we reason is very, very abhorrent, there is no need or reason why we should be suffering and complaining every blessed day without the courage to do something about it. When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that no court in Nigeria has jurisdiction to try me. Because since this offense was committed in England, so they said, it's only a UK court that can give a Nigerian court the authority to proceed, isn't it? Based on that, they now amended the charge again. I removed London. Location of the broadcast. Contrary to section 196, 174 of the Terrorism Prevention Act 2022. In violation of their own laws. And you want me to stand trial under such circumstances? Is that possible? Nnamdi Kanu to stand trial where these shenanigans are going on? It's not possible. Anybody standing in trial or coming to try me is a terrorist. That's what they are not saying. Not me. As simple as that. Section 2, subsection 3F of Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act. That's what it says. Any court considered to try me is committed an act of terrorism. Yes. Very clear. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then come to try that very person. It's not done anywhere in this world. So you must be aware of that. So that is why there is all these ridiculous delays. That is what the Supreme Court said. I did not jump bail. My home was invaded. They came to kill me and I survived. They came to Kenya to kidnap me, brought me back to this country and seeking to try me, which the law says cannot happen. You cannot violate a treaty that the China entered into and then hope to stand on that illegality to conduct a trial is not done anywhere. And you wonder why God cost you. What justice means. You have no idea what justice means. You don't know what justice means. Useless. You cannot try anybody unless the law is written. Show me the law. Show me the law. I want you to talk to me. Show me the law. Don't try that. Don't try it. Don't try it. Don't try rubbish. Don't try rubbish. Useless people. You don't know law. You don't know law. Your own constitution you don't respect. Supreme Court's judgment you don't respect. That's why we never play. Why we never play? You are playing. Defended at all cost. At all cost. It is the land of God, given to his children for their eternal habitation. We may have failed in the past to recognize this very fact, But now that this generation has come, there is nothing anybody can do to stop us from restoring the kingdom of God upon the face of this very earth in the land of Biafra, without apologies to anybody. The Fulani approach to the zoo called Nigeria is called the devil's alternative. Fulani, they have this two-pronged approach to the issue of one Nigeria. If they collapse you through banditry, they will overrun you because they believe they have superior weaponry. Right now, and all of them are in this game together. That's number one. If you sue for peace, which idiots like Omahi are doing, if you sue for peace, they will also get what they're looking for because they will plant Ruga in every local government area. The devil's alternative, whichever option you choose, men are going to die. Men will die. It doesn't matter the option you choose. If you wait for them to do things peacefully, which they will never do, they are going to kill you anyway because they'll be Ruga. And you allow them to forcibly take over your land, you are taken over, they will take it by force, and Fulani will plant their people in your local government areas. That in the next 100 years, you'll be hearing about Olo Emirates. And then we'll be like Hausa people. Our great-grandchildren will now ask their parents, what happened? They will tell you, oh no, there was somebody called Hope Uzodinma. He was playing politics. He loved Nigeria. There was one called Umahi. He loves Fulani. He used to be our brother. But then we are gone. As a race, we are finished. And I said to these fools, Fulani Caliphate is dealing with you people, but you don't know it. They are like the vulture. Nigeria is pregnant. If Nigeria dies during the pregnancy, they benefit. Nigeria gives birth to their Ruga, which they want, a new Nigeria, which they want, is also to their benefit. The only people aiding and abetting them are these quislings, the fulefus from the East, intellectuals, and sophisticated morons from the West. Juku negotiated restructuring. What happened? They came back and they said no. Juku said, okay, so you want to continue to kill my people all over the place? No. Because of that, I'll declare Biafra. Today, they have brainwashed all of you with the perverse notion and thinking that somehow Ojukwu is responsible for causing a war. When opposite is the case. That Gowon was the aggressor, not Ojukwu. That's how Nigeria is. Always blaming the victim. And we lost over 5 million people during that very genocidal war. They killed over 5 million Biafrans. They wanted to wipe us away from the face of this very earth. But we survived it. And we are here today. Those they gave birth to, they have come. And this time with a wrath that you cannot even begin to imagine. And
what we are pursuing is a part of pressure, relentless pressure to ensure that Biafra comes. How are we going to employ that pressure? There are only 2 ways to get your freedom in the history of the whole world. Freedom can be gotten only 2 ways. One is through the ballot box. In other words, people will contest and they will have Biafra Nationalist Party. Yes, as they have in Scotland. And then we vote for them. When they then go to the house or maybe go to Abuja, they will say, we are here under the mandate of Biafra Nationalist Party because of that, we want to go and conduct a referendum in order for us to be free. The other way, you fight. Either you go to the ballot box or you fight. Which option are we choosing? We have chosen to fight.
We, the Biafrans, call the Finnish authorities to release Mazi Simon Ekpa immediately. Our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Joko, has not committed any offense. Therefore, we demand for his immediate release. Free Mazi Simon Ekpa and free him now. No hand must stop Mazi Simon Ekpa from exercising his duty as a free man. Free Mazi Simon Ekpa.
For those of you who do not understand what we are doing, we are fighting for our freedom. And I believe that everyone in this life and in this world, wherever where you are, the country where you reside in, have a history. Now, I want everyone of us here today and those who will listen to this particular speech to note one very important fact. Nigeria state came into being through conquest. This is a fact that nobody can change. Nigeria came into existence through conquest. And the forceful imposition of foreign rule, which denied the indigenous people in Niger area the opportunity to negotiate and choose what they wanted. That is the problem. We have lived with this foreign rule and this forceful union for decades, over 100 years. That is the problem. Now, I want everyone listening to me today to also understand that after this forceful union of Nigeria, called the amalgamation, successive regime, both before and after the shambolic independence, continue to hold the state together in a similarly forceful manner, the same pattern and the methodology that the conquest and the invasion and the colonizers came in with. They're taught by the forceful and the barrels of the gun, they will continue to kill people for the unity of Nigeria. That also is the problem today. So, this impression that they are creating, that the country must remain as crafted from the amalgamation by the colonialists, and that this country called Nigeria unity is non-negotiable. That is also the problem. We have lived from centuries to century, and today we are in the era of 21st century. We are now in a global village where the things of the past and the things of the old are changing to become new. And they don't want to change Nigeria with the dangerous diversity that have now emanated from different angles and the different injustices and corruption, and now Nigeria has found itself to become an Islamic state. That is the problem.
Language of heaven, the very oldest language on the face of this very earth.
Because I can say that from what I have just listened from you, it is just not ordinary.
When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that
Assembly or any of their members, as far as I'm concerned, is never to be trusted. They are not worth our kind of trust in this country. So for him, yes, he may try what he wants to do and come out with his own pushing for them to criminalize it. Mind you, it's just one person in the house. What about the northern caucus that these things definitely going to work against, because so many government officials, as we are aware at this moment, are supporting and also sponsoring terrorism apart from the negotiation. So will they also sit and watch him put their leaders into a criminal situation like that? They will definitely argue it, or it could be an argument until the tenure is over. So him saying within 6 months, within that 6 months, if Trump really wants to declare Nigeria as a country of particular concern, the war over terrorism will almost be over, because America is not like Nigeria where they will pamper with them. With few days strike and seriousness, I'm sure those people will go back and then we have a rethink, because they are not going to joke with them. 6 months is too much if at all they mean business. How will you take 6 months to make a law that will criminalize negotiation with terrorism? This is 6 months is too much. They say when it comes to borrowing money, does it even take them 2 sittings? So why take a whole lot of 6 months for him to be able to bring that law? So for me, we've never taken them seriously, and I will not take them seriously, particularly for the fact that he wants 6 months. 6 months for what? So that's my take on it.
Okay, so while you were talking, you made mention of when if Trump comes to Nigeria and of course carry out a threat like he has actually said he would, that the thing, the next insecurity will become a thing of the past. Why are you so sure of this? Why are you very sure that this would actually be dissipated within before 6 months, like you said?
Yeah, America is a very serious country, and while we are not expecting them to come and start fighting in our forest, I believe if they want to act in Nigeria, they will act in a way that is going to bring down insecurity. The fact is that they have made a statement and the world is watching. And Trump is not someone who will make a statement and go back on it. America is not a country that will make a statement and play around that statement. So while we are not expecting them, even if they have to come boots down on the ground, and we are sure if they mean it, they are going to stamp out these terrorists, because they know where they are, they know where they stay, and so they are not like coming from this space that they will just enter into Nigeria and disappear into space and you wait for them again to come. So I'm very sure they will do something within these 6 months, and he is very sure that America is a debate that is going on in America every day, much more than we are debating it here in Nigeria, because it's a concern to them, particularly the killing of Christians, because they cannot dissipate Christians from Nigeria. Nigeria is a Christian country. Nigeria is an Islamic country as well. And so one religion will not take prominence over the other. We have other religions in Nigeria that they also have the right to practice what they want to practice. So while Islamic terrorists come to stamp out Christians in Nigeria in like if they are having a jihad on the country. So that's my stake. America will surely come in, and I'm sure they will come in. They may not come boots on ground, but certainly they are going to put measures in place that will make us know that yes, America has spoken. So when they speak, any other country they are talking about will take them seriously.
Okay, if I can hear you correctly, you're actually applauding, and you're applauding Trump coming down to Nigeria to do the needful. I will get back to you, but let me come to the studios. Dr. Peter, we know that ransom negotiations, it's the order of the day. And we also know that the reason for all of these negotiations sometimes is because of the state's inability to rescue victims. So why is it that can government actually criminalize ransom negotiation without addressing the failure that has actually caused the negotiation in the first place?
The issue is this: what Benjamin Kanu is just saying is just mere talk, understand, rhetoric. So because when you are in government, you feel that you know, others don't know. Others don't know. What that's by giving you 6 months, it's just to deceive you. It's just to deceive you. This is November. 6 months is almost April or May of next year. By then, campaign has started. So who will be in the National Assembly that will do all this? You know, these guys think that they are fast, understand me, or that that they know something. One, assuming that this bill is even brought to the National Assembly, it will not go beyond the second reading, because all of them are involved. All of them are involved in this negotiation. Just imagine what Bayo Ononoga tweeted, that DSS sent a message to the bandits and they released the 38 worshippers in Kwara. DSS sent a message, which means DSS had their number. Do you understand that? DSS had their number, they sent a message, then DSS said, okay, the kidnapper said, go. Understand? So that they don't reason before they talk. That's my anger. He doesn't know the implication of that statement. DSS having the numbers of bandits. You have their number, you should allow them to be operating. They first of all kidnap, cause panic. That's to families. Understand? Cause families before you now send message, release those people, and they will obey you because you buy guns for them. So this shows you, for me, he just wants to talk because he is feeling ashamed. Understand? He is just trying to kind of gather momentum. Understand? Because all the promises that he made, he's with Tinubu, he has talked with Tinubu. Tinubu has promised him of using Nnamdi Kanu. Understand? He is number 6. He is number 5. So he's just trying to kind of build their self-confidence. And he doesn't even know all the way to go about it. You want to pass that's a law as important as insecurity. You are giving yourself 6 months. This shows you how unserious they are from A to Z. So for me, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't even worth us talking about it. It is a waste of time.
Okay, but do you really think that outlawing negotiation, do you think it would push kidnappers toward more violent tactics, if at all this happens and negotiation is outlawed?
The issue is this: it cannot be out. That law can never see the light of day in the country because it is going on a daily basis. All strata of government is involved. Local government is doing it. State is you heard what Herbert said that Kaduna State government paid 1 billion. So and Sheikh Gumi is the negotiator in chief. So do you want to throw Sheikh Gumi into the unemployment this market? The answer is no. So it's just a waste of time.
Okay, let's come to you, Kinane. Are there mechanisms? Do you think that some mechanism should exist to hold security agencies accountable for failed rescue missions? Because we've actually had so many failed rescue missions in the country. Of course, we just had one recently. They said they rescued people, and then we can't even see any of the bandits who was apprehended, or we didn't even see any of the bandit who was killed. But some persons say some rescue missions some persons were rescued. So what are there? Should there be mechanisms? Can there be mechanisms to hold security agencies accountable when rescue missions fail in the country?
Yeah, let's look at this narrative. For me, there has never been any failed rescue mission in the country. What we have been witnessing is their own narrative to deceive Nigerians. If the military wants to go for rescue, certainly they will rescue Nigerians. Like we have said, a good number of the National Assembly members or reps and are part of their so-called banditry. They are the ones who are the administrators of the operations. They are the ones who will come out with their own narrative for us to hear that there has been an effort by government. In reality, there has never been any failed rescue. I'm sure the military knows what to do if they are given the free hand to go for rescue or even ensure security within the region. Because they are benefiting from it, they try to restrict them from doing their duty as trained soldiers of this country. When it was time for them to go and do rescue missions abroad, they went and they succeeded. Is it here in Nigeria that they cannot succeed if they are given the free hand? So the narrative they are telling us just to deceive us. In reality, we have heard statements by a lot of military officers how they are being controlled from taking out actions. In fact, we are all aware, it's all available on the social media for some of those officers who refused to do their bid, how they have punished them. Some of them were even court-martialed. Some of them were even threatening to sack them from the army. And so you will see that everything you are seeing now is, in fact, for Nigeria, let's understand one thing. It is only the declaration of Trump that has made us feel that something is happening in this country. They have done worse than this before, and nothing happened. But just because of that declaration, that the president has decided to make a very strong statement and even
low self-esteem syndrome because you never believed that Biafra will be a nation. I am telling you today, researchers estimate that each attend more or less 20,000 thoughts, what people think every day. And our ancestral tendency is to pay more attention to the negative ones, which is pure survival instinct. Biafra agitation is no longer tout, is no longer motopack. Professionals have joined the league. We are making impact and alliances all over the world. It is no longer because Biafra is here, it's no longer the time you say uneducated people are there. Those people are no longer in the forefront of the nation. Most people with low self-esteem, though, are more prone to paying attention to the negative aspect of themselves. Their lives and external input, such as people and their situation. This is what Nigeria has offered you. Nigeria has made every Biafran to see himself or herself as a low self-esteem. And all you do is to see the negative impact of Igbo man. All you do is to see the negative part of Igbo man. You do not see the positive part. Upon the fact that Nigeria tells you, Igbo contribute the best. Igbo can change Nigeria. Igbo can do everything, turn it upside down and turn it to gold. Yet, you don't see that part of Igbo man. You don't see that part of a Biafran. You see the negative part of Biafra. Igbo man is this, Igbo man is that. But Nigeria is telling you, even as bad as Nigeria. Nigeria tells you that Igbo man is this. Yoruba man tells you Igbo man can change Nigeria. Hausa man tells you Igbo can convert anything. Every other tribe in Nigeria tells you about Igbo man. Only you, the Igbo man, that is see yourself as enemy of yourself. Yet, you don't understand the impact you would make in a nation that you are going to govern yourself with every blessing of God upon your life. Today, we have come to change the script. I want you can name this speech of the Nation Today address as changing the script. This is called negative confirmation bias. And it is quite like seeing the world and us in a true dark lenses, failing to pay attention to the positive. You fail to pay attention to the positive of Biafra people. When you talk about freedom, you say, oh, they are fighting on social media. How can they govern themselves? That is the negative part. You pick it, but yet you call Obi. Obi want to be a president. Obi want to do this and do that. Is Obi not also part of that negative part that makes you not to support Biafra? Don't worry. By the time Biafra come, you will take your bag and baggage and go to northern Nigeria and enjoy your north. Believe me, we will give you the opportunity. This has tremendous impact on how we feel about ourselves. The meaningfulness we get out of our lives and, of course, our behaviors. Nigeria has impacted your life, and today you are branded with so many negative names to point that you are scared of your own freedom. Nigeria has done that. They impact you with all manner of thoughts. You become scared of yourselves to the point that you as a Biafran is scared of having your own freedom. And they do that and they stay by the side and they laugh at you. They say, look at them. They thought they are educated. We have impacted this particular low self-esteem on them, and look at how they brand each other. Why the terrorists are coming, carrying gun,
You have never seen the Fulani man or the federal government branding the Fulanis that are killing your military, killing your personnel, wiping villages, branding them with bad names. They call them criminals. Ordinary criminals, they call them. They call them criminals. Some of you in the struggle have called me criminal. That is the same value that the Fulani attached to the terrorists that you see bombarding Abuja yesterday. Yet you call yourself a brainy person. Why this state of the nation has become necessary is because we are changing the script. And we are going to change this script by force. We are going to change it in this armed struggle. If you do not know that we have entered armed struggle, we are declaring the armed struggle today, in case you don't have knowledge about that. We are into armed struggle. For our freedom. I want you to understand that Nigeria impacted you, impacted your life, and today you branded with so many negative names to the point that you are scared of your own freedom because of the negative impact of Fulani government policies in your life. Only Biafra can solve this problem. That as Biafra using Nigeria passport, you are treated as a criminal or as a terrorist, while you are not one of them. Yet, your low self-esteem could not allow you to support Biafra. You are scared of what Biafra would be. You are scared of the lies and the propaganda that they manipulated you into. I want every one of you watching me today on this State of the Nation broadcast to think that the impact of tunnel vision focus on the negative and how this can make matters worse than they are. They create more stress. They create more stress, increase insecurity, and we end up engaging in behaviors that are ultimately disconnected from our values. Today, some of you have completely disconnected, even with your so low self-esteem and your insecurity on supporting Biafra. You have been disconnected from the value that made you who you are as a Biafran. Yes, a vicious circle. Nigeria has given all this as a failed state. What I'm telling you today is fact. We do not mince words. Nigeria has given all these things I've said as a failed state. This is the impact of Nigeria in your life. A failed state. Today, when the Fulani terrorists were attacking Abuja, all of you were running scared. Some of you that built one bacha in Abuja, in the area where they attacked, you ran for your life. And the government were not there to help you. Because I want you to understand that no, the presence of Biafrans in that area are much. Just the way when they attacked church in Yoruba land, all of you were shouting, they have attacked Yoruba, they have attacked Yoruba church. Do you know the number of Biafrans that were casualties or victims in that church attack is higher than the number of Yorubas? Have you forgotten that almost all the people that were interviewed as a victim of that church attack were all Biafrans? Igbo-speaking Biafrans. Are you not aware? That is why we are now addressing every Biafran across Nigeria. A failed state without strong governance that plunged into disorder. Nigeria is an example of that. Violence and sponsoring terrorism against its own people and citizens. Nigeria, being a failed state, must end by 2000.
for even government to play his game. Because, for instance, how does he determine if Kanu will show remorse?
That's what he's asking for.
The point is, who determines the remorseful attitude of Kanu? Is it the officials in the correctional center, or is he going to undertake periodic visits to Kanu? Because right now, even if Kanu is going to appeal, it cannot be there physically. Even if he's going up to Supreme Court, the lawyers will be there on his behalf. He's not going to appear because he's not going to give further evidence. So where will he see Kanu to know that he has shown remorse? Is Kanu going to be exposed to the media, even when part of the judgment was that he should not be allowed to have access to digital devices, which includes phones, laptop, camera, and other gadgets. So where is he going to see Kanu to determine that the man has decided to be remorseful? And at what point? Is it through his utterances? Is it through his actions? Or whatever is he going to use as parameter for judging him? I think he was just trying to score a cheap political gain by saying all of this. If there is going to be a plea for Kanu's amnesty, it's not going to come from Gumi, because I don't see the correlation between Gumi asking for pardon and the federal government saying because Gumi has said is seeking pardon for Kanu.
I think what Sheikh Gumi is practically saying is that, look, Nnamdi needs to send out message probably to Nigeria to say, fellow Nigerians, I'm sorry for the harm I caused you people, for the people that...
So he's going to address a press conference?
No, even if he doesn't address a press conference, send out message for the
government.
Yeah.
Through what? Through which means?
Through his lawyers. His lawyers still have access to him.
I am telling you.
Okay.
How many Nigerians?
No, I'm not speaking for Gumi.
You understand?
I think that is
what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if anybody, look at what happened to that woman that killed her husband.
Okay.
That the name suddenly popped up in the list. And popped out in the list of those to be granted amnesty. Now, you don't need anybody to tell you that there was an underground move.
Probably that's what Gumi is talking about.
And
lawyers, the
if he has that intention, he doesn't need to shout. He doesn't need to come to the press.
Okay.
You see, I've always said one thing, that the worst thing you can do to yourself when you are trying to discuss with a big man, even in your community, is to expose him to others. Because he wants to show bravado. He wants to show that his ego is intact. He wants to show that I am in charge. And so even if he has that thing in him to come down to your level, he will not want those people around to say, so after all, this man is a weakling. Because I've experienced it on 2 or 3 occasions. There was a time I insulted my Oga at the back while he was not there. Unknown to me, some other guys were recording. And immediately we left the scene. The man that recorded went to report to my boss that, look at that daily that you think is your boy. Look at what he said behind you. Unfortunately for me, I traveled to Kwara for an assignment. The following morning, the same person that went to play this recording
to your boss,
to my boss. I was in the Guardian then.
Okay.
And it was the one to even pretend as if he was hinting the fact that I am already in trouble, that I should come to Lagos. And I told him, I said, even if I'm going to be sacked, this assignment was commissioned by the company, and I'm representing the company here. So I must conclude this assignment. So I concluded the assignment. The following day, I returned to Lagos, and I went straight to the office. everybody was all over the place waiting for me to be disgraced and served letter of sack. But because I know for a fact that the only way I could be saved is to have one-on-one with that man, without anybody. So what I did was, as soon as I was coming in, those who were still around the office came looking around close to the man's office
to get a feel of what,
what is going to happen to me. So what I did was, I just went in the street, locked the door behind me. The man was startled. He thought I was coming to injure him. And I had to prostrate, flat. I was wearing a suit with a white cotton shirt. I didn't mind. Because I needed to save my job. And I started pleading. I said, Oga, if anybody has told you that I did this, it is true, I did it.
Okay.
But I cannot do it in your presence because you are my Oga. But you, Oga, let's be realistic to ourselves. How many times have you abused Jonathan? Jonathan was in government then. I said, but you have abused Jonathan now. So Jonathan will now wait and say, because you have abused him, he will come and remove you from here or remove from the world. Okay. I said, so please, let bygone be bygone. Okay. You know, to the chagrin of those people that were waiting for me. The man, no,
what I mean is that
yes,
the case died out.
The case died just like that, and it was rested. So, but if I had gone around to be begging people, those who think are begging
for
you, maybe you're
the ones that are trying to nail you.
To even nail you, to even want to say, why are you giving him life sentence? Why don't you even give him death sentence?
Okay, now let's come back to what Sheikh Gumi had said, and I would like for us to Nnamdi Kanu, you know what Sheikh Gumi represents in the Nigerian political equation, you know, as far as the security architecture is concerned, medical doctor, retired military colonel, and all of that. And he's been very busy canvassing, you know, for bandits to be given amnesty, reintegrated, the non-kinetic approach and all of that. Now he is trying to ask, or he's asking Nnamdi Kanu to show remorse. And a lot of people, including lawyers, have argued that Nnamdi was sentenced based on what he said and not what he did. The legal aspect of it, the legalese. But this is someone who says Nnamdi should show remorse. Meanwhile, he is busy campaigning for amnesty for people who have killed. People that have been arrested. Serial killers with guns and all sorts of lethal weapons that have killed fellow Nigerians. So where does that leave us as a people in terms of the color of justice that we have in this country?
You see?
And the man is working free, he's negotiating with bandits, holding meetings with them, and even negotiating pictures and videos. And government officials backing him. The other day he was on this station and he said, look, I had approval for everything that I did. Now, who gave you that approval? I asked him. He couldn't say. He said authorities. Which authorities? He dodged the question. So in all of this, what is the color of justice where we have a man who is supporting armed killers? And now he's asking someone who was just waving a flag to say, no, if you show remorse, I'll plead for you.
That's what I said. It's just catching his cruise. Using somebody's life that is at stake to catch cruise. And for him to have said that is double standards. How could you? I was somewhere earlier today and I asked this question. These so-called bandits, are they fighting for a cause? Are they championing a cause? What is the cause they are championing? When Niger Delta youth took up arms against government, it was because they have degraded their environment. They no longer have life. Fishing could not be done. And then gas flaring had almost killed all the inhabitants of that area. So they want to have their life back. And when they were kidnapping to make statements. If you don't leave our land, we will not release these expatriates. And as soon as they move oil workers from their territory, they release those people without taking a kobo. You know that those ones are making statements. Now, when it got to Boko Haram, they said they don't want Western education. Now, that one can even be tolerated. But the bandits, what are they protecting? What do they want? A bandit that is protecting illegal miners
to mine our collective patrimony without government approval. You are now saying, and in the process, they kill, maim, rape, and get away with it. So the few ones that are arrested, in no time, they get freed. Until American government made some proclamations, we never heard of anybody, any terrorist, being jailed in this country. And shortly after the Trump statement, they jailed 2 people, 20 years. Where are they serving? Nobody has told us. But when they jailed Nnamdi Kanu, we knew that he was taken from Abuja to Sokoto prison. Those 2 people that they said they have sentenced, where are they? We don't know. The correctional center where they are kept. So you can see the double standards in all of this. For me, Gumi is just acting a script that until government has the will to ask him some questions, we may not get to the root of this matter.
Okay, until government gets him to ask him some questions, we will not get to the root of this matter. Because I was asking, he's very curious that this man has information, he has intelligence, he knows where the terrorists are, and we are busy looking for them. We are busy looking for charges.
Because
so does it look like
he's part of them?
Why is okay? He's part of them
because they have so much confidence in him that is picking their minds.
Now that is the point. The government knows where this man is, and they are looking for some of these kingpins, and yet they cannot get this man to say, "Look, you have to take us to where he is." Does it look like government is shielding him? Does it look like he has something against the government that, look, if you touch me, I can spill the bean? What does it?
You see, what I see in Gumi is that his backers are very strong, and there are some interests that are external to this country that are fueling whatever Gumi is doing. Because the man has suddenly become untouchable. Nobody can question him. He just open his mouth and say anything, and he doesn't care because he knows that there won't be repercussion. How can you say somebody who has no intention of either protecting his people or supporting his people, suddenly, because he is able to, now, today, when last did you read about armed robbery in the newspapers? Armed robbers have transformed to kidnappers because it's more lucrative. Show me anybody in this country today that will keep 20 million naira in his house waiting for armed robbers to strike. But 100 million can be paid in less than 2 days if you kidnap somebody of means. So somebody is out there using his influence to openly support those people who took up arms against the state without any reason at all.
And the state is not saying anything. Now, he said something that is quite instructive. He said he could have powerful backers in government.
Yes.
And if not just in government, but outside.
Outside the country.
Now, let's look at the outside perspective. He went to Saudi Arabia sometime last year.
He was thrown back.
He was thrown out. Now, we have UAE that has given us 411 names of terror sponsors. That clearly shows you that, look, UAE is against terrorism of any form. So that was why they were able to release those names. In fact, 2 sets of names. And up until this moment,
nobody has told us these names.
But shortly before, about 2 weeks ago, Gumi was in Turkey. And it was in Turkey that he made very incendiary statements about Trump, having to go with a bloody nose if he comes to Nigeria. He cited the case of Afghanistan. He cited the case of Iran. And he said, look, what is even going on in Gaza? America has not been able to solve the problem. It was in Turkey. And again, so should we be looking at Iran and Turkey? Is it possible that these countries could be his backers? If he made those statements in Turkey, nobody censored him, he wasn't cautioned, and he came back. What does it speak?
It was convenient for him to make such statements in Turkey.
And you understand what Turkey represents?
Of course.
Recently,
yes.
Recep Erdogan has been, you're also battling insurgents, the PKK, the Kurd, the Kurdistan Workers' Party that is having problem over 40 years, in Iraq.
Interminable crisis
within that region.
Yeah. You know what? For me,
I see it beyond a country giving support. But to what end will a country give support? Most of the legal miners that we see around, even up to Ede, I mean, Osun State here,
yes.
Elisha, Axis, and Ife, they are Chinese.
Okay. Not Arabs.
Not Arabs. And what I see ultimately is another justful for Africa.
Okay.
And it appears that most of these Western nations, they just want a slice of the cake from Africa. And as long as we still have mineral resources embedded, because the shift is no longer about oil, because it's getting out of fashion with shale, with alternative energy like solar, nuclear power and all that. So now the attention is on mineral resources like gold, bauxite, uranium, lithium, and the rest of them. And we have it in abundance here. And I just hope that we will not have a repeat of what has been assailing Democratic Republic of Congo here. It was estimated that embedded in Democratic Republic of Congo is about $34 trillion underneath Republic of Congo. And what is the GDP of Congo today? How are the Congolese faring? But you can't compare. There's no basis for comparison between Nigeria and Congo.
Okay,
with all the wealth.
Okay, so in all of this, if we reduce it to economic interest, of the
economic interest is there.
You think it has nothing to do with religious persecution and all of that?
You see,
or is it a blend of both?
You see, it will take a coloration of almost everything that had happened in the past. It's not a repetition of history.
Okay.
When the British, the Portuguese were coming, they came with Bible. Because they felt that, how many of these people shall we kill to grab whatever is in their country? Rather than kill them, why don't we soften their minds? They brought Bible. And it was used to soften our minds. Because they assumed that we are savages living on trees and all that. Now, when the Arabs wanted their own infiltration, they brought Islam through jihad. Now, they made nonsense of our tradition and culture and administrative setting. Ever before these guys came, we had our administrative settings in our various tribes. Yoruba had Oyo Mesi. Even this Ogboni that is degraded and derided.
We had very central governments.
Very central, yes.
Of years,
So, but they came and we embraced them. It's the same thing that is going to happen now if guys not taking. So they will make sure that they bring economic, religious, ethnic coloration to this. So if you are not trapped in the economic sphere, you'll be trapped in the religious enclave or the ethnic enclave. And that is what is playing out in Nigeria today. Unfortunately, our leaders have not been able to rise above these shenanigans for us to live and live peacefully in the country and live among ourselves as brothers and sisters. I hope it will not escalate to the point that we'll be having a repeat of what happened in Rwanda between Hutus and Tutsis. Because any migration further beyond Niger, Kwara, Plateau, Benue is going to be tougher because religious issues will be raised.
Change and all of that.
A lot of things will be raised.
Now, I just hope that we don't get to the Rwanda spectacle, because if you look at Rwanda, it was basically between the Hutus
and the Tutsis
and the pygmies, who were very minority.
Yes.
Few and far and few in number. But in Nigeria here, So who is he going to be against? You have Fulanis, you have Kanuris, you have Hausas, you have Igbos, Yoruba. We have more than 500 ethnic groups. So who will it be against who?
But there's a block.
Okay.
The block is
us versus them.
Yes. When it comes to religion, the way have plural religion other than Christian and Muslim. Traditionalists, they are there. And the funny thing about traditionalists is, if you go to any traditionalist, you see that his name is Ahmed or Shola. Shola is a Christian.
John.
Or John. You know, John is a Christian, Ahmed is a Muslim by name and by birth. So his traditional belief is just secondary.
Anyway, I don't like to remember what went down in Rwanda because I read a lot and I also watched
the movie.
I said Rwanda. And
yes.
I mean, it's quite scary. I hope that we don't get to that level. Then before we leave this topic, I would like to ask you, now that Sheikh Gumi has come out to say, look, I can do this, you know, and a lot of people are throwing it out. No, it's not in your place to do that and all of that. You have to do some kind of soul searching for who you are first. Now, whose responsibility should it be, you know, to start making, because it's clear to everybody now that Nnamdi Kanu has become a political prisoner.
Yeah.
So essentially, what is required to get him out of that
solution?
Is a political solution. So
which I've said more than 2 years.
Yeah, so whose responsibility should it be to lead that track of political solution?
Now, charity, they say, begins at home. In all of these interventions, 80 to 90% of these interventions should not be made public, particularly to the media, not to talk of social media, because it will continue to escalate it. People should go underground and genuinely commit themselves to this intervention for us to get results. Anything that has to do with posturing in the media, in the social media, and all that, we may not get to the root of this matter. And the longer we have this ding-dong affair over this young man, I call him young man because he's not 60 yet.
No, he's not. He's not.
You know? And so, anything that will upset whatever negotiation that we want to put up will only keep this man longer than necessary.
Okay.
And the earlier this man comes out, the better. I was reading something the wife said on social media, and I looked beyond those words. I looked at her inner being, how she would have felt by now. It's like a lost battle. Now the woman is going to be torn between what next. If I go on with my life, I would have betrayed
that cause.
Somebody. I would have betrayed a cause. But here I am with blood and flesh that needs to have my life. Now, that alone is enough to cause depression.
Okay. Now, we have a lot of ground to cover. You said that, look, charity begins at home.
Yes.
Should it be the call of the Igbo nation?
You don't need to make any...
Or should it be a national...
Wait, when I say charity begins at home,
okay,
are these governors that are supposed to be leaders in the Southeast, are they genuinely committed?
That is I was getting to that because we also understand that, look, that some Igbo elites are not interested in having him outside.
That is what I'm saying.
Which cause should it be?
So now, we need to have the buy-in of these governors. Even if they are not going to be the ones to lead this crusade, which I don't consider is expedient enough for media attention. But there are some other leaders, people like Anyaku, a respected diplomat, although old now, but his voice, no matter how feeble, is respected even beyond the shores of Nigeria. People of that caliber, who are apolitical, the Obi of Onitsha, a respected traditional ruler. People like that should come together without making any noise about it. Go underground, visit people that are supposed to be visited use their diplomatic tactics and see to it that there is urgent need to make sure that this thing is resolved in the interest of peace in this country. Because the point is, if there is a bedlam, nobody gains. Everybody is a loser. Because for me, those who are going to fight, they're not the likes of you and I, who can read situations correctly. They will be led, they will be instigated. And when they are instigated, you never can tell.
Okay, there will be problem. All right, now then let's move on. Let's get into the second topic of discussion. Presidential advisor Bayo Ononoga has warned Peter Obi that the government will not forgive his remarks appearing to welcome possible U.S. military intervention in Nigeria. While the statement followed circulation of a video in which Obi said he will welcome Donald Trump's threatened intervention, a comment Ononoga described as an affront to Nigeria's sovereignty. Well, Obi talked about collaboration, not intervention. Collaboration with the Nigerian military, with the Nigerian government, to solve the problem. Trump recently ordered the Pentagon to prepare for potential action in Nigeria over what he called Christian genocide, citing attacks by Boko Haram, Islamic State West Africa, and armed header groups. Nigeria rejected the claim, with the foreign ministry insisting that violence affects all citizens and is not state-backed. While the president also stressed interfaith efforts, pointing to the appointment of a Christian defense chief. Obi later clarified that the video recorded on 23rd November referred to cooperation on security rather than support for foreign invasion. He criticized the government's handling of insecurity, citing reports that more than 10,000 people have been killed since May 2023, where he urged Abuja and Washington to pursue constructive diplomacy. Meanwhile, ongoing violence continues to claim lives, including recent killings in Kwara and widespread school closures in the north due to banditry. Tensions with the U.S. have also risen after Washington designated Nigeria a country of particular concern on religious freedom, prompting Abuja to send a delegation for talks aimed at easing the strain. Dele, what has it got to do with Peter Obi now? Is it Peter Obi that reported Nigeria to the U.S.? Why is it all about Peter Obi all the time?
Truth be told,
okay,
why is government always apprehensive anytime Peter Obi makes a statement?
I was coming to that. Why?
Why? Is it that there is something that Peter Obi has that we don't know, that threatens the existence of this government? That's one. Two, are we going to continue to live in self-denial that all is not well in Nigeria? If all was well, why did the federal government send delegation to the US? If all was well. Now, this President Trump said he would target, he would attack precise targets, which means he's not going to come to declare war against Nigeria. But even when we pretend not to know here, he, from his statement, is telling us that he knows where these people are, their operational base, what they take off from. And he said he's going to, he has done it in this country before. American government has done it in this country before.
They rescued one of their own.
One of their own. And
without bloodshed.
Without bloodshed. They only took out those bandits that were guarding that man. And it was a high operation. And if you want to disorganize troops, take out the commander. And that's why Israel is always right on target. If they appoint a leader for Hezbollah today, or the other Hamas, Israel will target that leader within 1 month. It will bring it down. It will bring him down. So,
sending messages, sending clips on social media, making our country a laughingstock.
The mood in the Senate was completely different on Wednesday as senators celebrated in a no-holds-barred debate on Nigeria's festering and worsening security situation. The heated debate follows a motion by Deputy Leader Lola Ashiru on the urgent need to address escalating insecurity in his home state of Kwara. where armed bandits abducted 38 worshippers and killed at least 3 others in a church in Iruku. The motion also drew attention to similar attacks in Kebbi and Niger states, all within a week.
Disturbed that intelligence reports revealed the involvement of internal collaborators, often driven by economic and political desperation.
Those who are into this heinous crime do not love our country. They don't love our country. So they want to propel that intention of the United States.
As the lawmakers took turns to speak on the matter, there were moment voices were raised, splitting the Senate along party lines, especially as Senator Eyinaya Abaribe identified what he considers as an obvious failure of government as the main enabler of the terrorist acts.
We are being told that, oh, you shouldn't talk about the past. You should focus on the present. Yet, on this floor, rather than focus on what we're supposed to talk about, we go back to say, oh, during 2015, oh, the Chibok girls happened, and oh, we are now rescuing people. People were not rescued at that time. During Chibok, 17 local governments in Katsina were not having parleys with bandits.
However, Senate, guided by its President Godswill Akpabio, managed to rise above partisanship, acknowledging that Nigeria is at war. But Senate was unable to overlook the proposal raised by Abaribe about the death of Brigadier General Musa Uba, whose distress call to his troops was allegedly linked to terrorists, leading to his ambush and death. Senate subsequently resolved Brigadier General before the attacks on Kebbi School, despite intelligence reports.
Even as I speak now, we are still facing the attacks. This is orchestrated, this is organized, and this is meant to damage the image of democracy. And all these things started with just a tweet from President Trump.
Perhaps the biggest revelation was the admittance from Senator Garba Meidoki that the bandits are well known. Some senators called for review of laws that would allow citizens bear guns to defend themselves.
We know who these bandits are. We know where they are. We know what they want. What is left for us to conclude if we are going to do negotiation, do it and finish it? If we are going to fight, we'll fight it to the finish.
We as a Senate must identify and communicate to the people that elected us to be their voice. That part of the report that states that military personnel were withdrawn from that school in Kebbi. We must identify who gave the command and why.
In concluding the debate, the Senate resolved to stand with President Bola Tinubu shoulder to shoulder in the country's trying moments and to exhibit its seriousness. Senate classified kidnapping as a terrorist act, calling for death penalty for offenders.
The penalty for kidnapping should be changed immediately to carry the maximum punishment of death.
The Senate went further to dissolve its standing committees on national security and intelligence, as well as Air Force, over gross inefficiency, while calling for international collaboration to tackle Nigeria's security challenges. Omo Bazwai, Arise News.
And you're seeing this video
You need to escalate this video. You need to take this video to every member of your family. This is not a joke, and it's not everything I will say on media here. If you know how you equip your local vigilante, go now and equip them. Equip your local vigilantes in all the territory of Undibo, all our states. All the territorial integrity of the Ndibo need to be protected. The government of the land are not coming to save you. The military are not coming. The police, the Air Force, all of them are not coming to save you. This is the best time for you, the vigilantes, to be on the alert. What is coming? What is coming? What is coming is more than what you've seen. We should, as a matter of urgency, stop any bike that is coming from all this high-risk region at the moment. If possible, ban Okada from 7 p.m. in all our territory in Igbo land. This is not a joke about everything here. But we need to protect our land. Nigeria has failed. Tinubu has failed the people of Nigeria and should resign. Tinubu should resign because he has failed. If a brigadier general can be killed and caught like a fowl, who are you? This is a message to every Igbo person. School children were kidnapped the other day and nothing has been done. In Kwara State yesterday, a church was attacked and not even a single statement from the government. Protect our integrity, our territorial integrity. All the vigilantes in Igbo land. All the vigilantes in Igbo land should be, in short, create an exit and entry route. Because what is coming is more than what you've seen. Everything coming, but when you come to my inbox, I will tell you what is coming. From a reliable information I've got, protect our land. Because very soon, all these things you are seeing happening in the north will start happening in our land. We need now to protect our land. Nobody is coming to save us. The government is not coming to save us. All our territory in Igbo land must be protected. But at all costs, protect our land. What is coming?
Well, we are in a situation that our country is in a serious security threat. What is happening in most of the states now call for concern. We got an information on a very serious authority that we have been highly infiltrated in the southwest.
There is already an infiltration.
By who? By these terrorists in most of the communities in Yoruba land. You know, Kogi and Kwara, it's just like a buffer zones to southwest. And what they are doing in Kogi and Kwara is just a test of ground to start the major attacks in the southwest. The information in our disposal is that they want to attack Oyo, Ekiti, Ondo, and Lagos State.
Oyo, Ekiti, Ondo, and Lagos State. You have it on good authority.
Yeah, Ondo, Ekiti, and Lagos State.
Who are these people?
Well, those are the people that you are seeing that are attacking various places in Nigeria.
Are they of any particular, tribal extraction?
Well, in some cases you call them bandits. In some cases you call them Fulani headsmen. But when you are talking of international terrorist organization, we have ISIS and ISWAP. in Nigeria. We have Boko Haram too. And the true name was just a popular name, but different pocket of groups break from those organizations. And I can tell you authoritatively that this thing is being coordinated by some foreigners. It goes beyond Nigerians. And one of the reasons behind this attack is three issues. It's religion motivated, it's economic motivated, and ethnicity is there. And different groups have their own way of target on the basis of their own ideology. When you see the crisis is flowing from the northeast to the northwest, north centers. And I was surprised when I heard the governor of Benue State that there was now Christian genocide in his state yesterday. I was shocked. And the governor was a religion leader before he became a governor of the state. Even we that was not living in Middle Belt, we are being worried, seriously concerned about the incident that is happening in Benue State and Plateau State. And on a daily basis, we got information of attack from different communities. And I don't know how this man wants to classify genocide. When a race is attacking other race and try to wipe them out of the system or from the state or community, there is no way you can classify it as genocide.
They dragged me in chains to this theater of shame. Black robed men with borrowed power calling my name. DSS uniforms, faces like stone. Judge on the bench, but justice long gone. On Matasho sits high, reading charges like prayer, but the paper feels light. There's nothing written there, so I rise from the dock, voice steady and slow. One question I have before you deliver the blow. Show me the law. Show me the law you're trying me with. Where is the section, the clause, the line that makes speaking my mind a terrible crime? You say terrorism, you say treason too, but show me the law that belongs to you. If the law is silent, then your chains must fall. Show me the law, or you have no law at all. You quote section 41, freedom to move, then lock me for years just to prove what you prove. You wave the terrorism act like a magic wand, but my radio words never carried a bomb. I spoke of my fathers buried in rivers of blood. I spoke of a people drowned in the flood. If truth is the weapon you fear in my hand, then your empire of lies is built upon sand.
I want to give an advice to our president. It's just an advice.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí president kó bọwọ́ lu láńsẹ̀nsì
Let the presidency sign a license that we can all own guns. Our wives should get guns, our children should get guns. So if we all have guns, everybody will be able to comport themselves. Nobody can scare anybody. The government should sign it as a bill. Who knew that Peter had a sword on him? And when Jesus was caught, he drew out his sword. The second advice, 1914. Our forefathers from Hausa land, Igbo land, Yoruba land, they came together. We call them Nigeria. And it was an amalgamation. With ease and love, they coined Nigeria. But now, if it is no longer working out, with that peace and love, without fighting, without bloodshed, we can also go our separate ways. Those three can go their separate ways. Maybe this will make this country better. And this is the third advice. Christians all over the world, do not be deceived. Matthew chapter 8, 1 to 4. From verse 1 to 4. Go and read it. If you can eat, Jesus said, I want for you to be healed, and he was healed. He said, go your way. Tell no one that the law of Moses, go and do it. What is the law of Moses? When the leper is made whole, go and look for it. Jesus told him to go and do it. You members, yes, go and do something that can protect you. So that if they bring guns to come and you, let them face themselves. And let the gun shoot at them. Or you should find bees to chase them. Or if they are coming to your church, they should have died before they get to your church. Go and do it. Let me tell you, all my own members, when it is time, if I say they don't do it, I will send them away. Because I don't want any of my members to die at the end of this battle. I cannot be fortified. And my members will not be fortified. And I am a good shepherd. I cannot be looking at them to be killing my members. When they got to that church, some people shouted in the name of Jesus. Jesus had the power to save them. But Jesus said, until you get to heaven. At Kaduna, those churches that they were ready, they all called the name of Jesus. But even at that, they killed them. Why? Jesus said, until you get to heaven, it is if you die, that is the end. If you know what to do, come and see me. I have a lot of branches. I have in America, I have in UK, and even in Nigeria. I'm calling your attention to this. Pastor don't say say, look at that pastor. I don't have any power. But if you eat me on the ground, I will bite you. I know how to bite you. Any of my members, don't use it, I will send them away. Because I will not allow them to kill my children. Go and be fortified. Go and be fortified.
your spirit never fall. The trumpet of hope is sounding. Victory is calling us home.
See now Biafra shall rise again. Let the nations hear our name. We are born to stand and reign. Forever free, forever flame.
Our light will pierce the night. Our stars forever bright. Oh, Biafra, blessed be the land of liberty. Lift your flag, O sons of the land. Let your spirit never fall. The trumpet of hope is sounding. Victory is calling us home.
Biafra shall rise again. Let the nations hear our name. We are born to stand and reign. Forever free, forever flame. Israel pierce the night.
Our stars forever bright. Oh, Biafra, blessed be the land of liberty. Lift your flag, O sons of the land. Let your spirit never fall. The trumpet of hope is sounding. Victory is calling us home.
See now Biafra shall rise again. Let the nations hear our name. We are born to stand and reign. Forever free, forever flame.
Our light will pierce the night. Our stars forever bright. Oh, Biafra, blessed be the land of liberty. Lift your flag, O sons of the land. Let your spirit never fall. The trumpet of hope is sounding. Victory is calling us home.
Biafra shall rise again. Let the nations hear our name. We are born to stand and reign. Forever free, forever flame. Israel pierce the night.
Our stars forever bright. Oh, Biafra, blessed be the land of liberty.
Anybody likes it or not,
that nobody can stop Biafra. No human being can stop Biafra. No human being can stop the sun from shining, whether you like it or not. No, it's not. See, Biafra is a spirit. I'm a Yoruba man. I have the spirit of Oduduwa in me. If you kill me, you cannot kill my spirit. Nobody. So Biafra is a spirit that no human being can conquer. You can't conquer it. Every Igbo man, whether you like it or not, you're a Biafra. Forget politics. People not play politics. No. It's not about politics. It's about the fact. Every man that was born in the East, they have this Biafra spirit in them. I have the Oduduwa spirit in me. Outside would have the Arewa spirit in them. Do you understand? Okay, let me give an example. After the Civil War, you bomb them, you destroy their properties. Then we saw children in videos with kwashoko, big bellies, begging. We saw these videos. Then, what did God do for them? God made sure that today, they are everywhere, they are where they are. Because of that Biafra spirit in them, which no human being can conquer. It's a fact. You know, some people that they are so afraid, I'm not a Biafra. You are a Biafra man. If you are an Igbo man, you're a Biafra man. Peter Obi is an Igbo man, is a Biafra man. For example, our president Bola Ahmed Tinubu said, Yoruba man, he said, Oduduwa man. You can see, I am first an Egba person, then a Yoruba person, then before I'm a Nigerian. So an Igbo man first is a Biafran, then before he's a Nigerian. That's who he is. You can't deceive yourself. You can be deceiving yourself every time, but the truth will catch up with you one day. I said to people, I said, even if you kill all the Igbo people and remaining one little child, that child is Biafra. That's why it cannot be defeated. They are everywhere now. And they're not everywhere. Where do you go that you won't see them? In shops, in marketplaces, all over the world. They're everywhere. So you can't defeat them. So holding Kanu will only embolden them. Terrorist sponsors are not in detention in Nigeria. People, for example, even Sunday go to Obama that said he wanted to do is free. Then why is Nnamdi Kanu in detention? Do you know what I'm saying? Now listen to me. When Nnamdi Kanu appeared in court, did you watch the court proceedings? When he appeared in court and he was speaking boldly. So my best friend is an Igbo person. He called me and said, I've watched the video. I said, what did you see from the video? He said, no, he just saw Nnamdi Kanu speaking. I said, you don't understand spiritual matters. The spirit of Dimodumego Juku was speaking in Nnamdi Kanu that court proceeding. He was very bold. He was telling you, because you cannot try me in this court. It is the spirit of a man that makes a man, not the body. The body can die, but the spirit cannot die. Okay, after the Civil War, why is Biafra still on people's lips today? It's not supposed to die because the spirit refused to die. That's what they don't know. The spirit refused. The body can die. The body is human flesh.
So it's from generation to generation.
No, but yes, now. So whether you like it or not, whether you try to deceive yourself or not, it cannot go. Especially the way you are marginalizing them. Do you understand? Let me give an example. In education, in journalism, in law, Yoruba people, they are majorly there. That's why you see the NUG and everything, they are in Lagos, in Yoruba land. In military, majorly, people that are in military, majorly are the northern people. It's a fact. That's why you see military headquarters is in Kaduna State. In Nigeria, they talk about business, importers. They are majorly the Igbo people. But where is the seaport in Igbo land? That is the question. There's no seaport there. And it is deliberate. Or this thing is not deliberate. It's deliberate now. So until you make sure that if there's justice, fairness and equity in Nigeria, then all of us will be able to move forward. But if we keep deceiving ourselves, one Nigeria, this one is better than Nigeria, you are just, you cannot beat a child and ask the child not to cry. You know the truth. One Nigeria, don't see anything. It's just one Nigeria that looks like a Fulani country. One Nigeria. that favors people and does not favor the other people. You understand? Give Igbo men seaports. Lagos will be depopulated. Give them seaports in their place. They have their place for seaports. And the people will say the Igbo land is landlocked. That's a big lie. The Igbo land is never landlocked. They have sea. Then you can give them seaports so that they can start importing something from their own place. Not that everything will be now concentrated in Lagos. You know what I'm saying? So these people are, God has blessed them in business. Because I told people, I said, after the Civil War, I said, if assuming, see, naturally in Nigeria, the poorest people in Nigeria are supposed to be the Igbo people. It's a fact. Because you give some of them 20 pounds, properties have been destroyed. They have nowhere to go. But God bless them. As some of their leaders, especially from I know Nnamdi very well. That's why today in West Africa, the amount of billionaires that come from Nnamdi state cannot be compared to anywhere. It's a fact. Go and Google it. In West Africa, Nnamdi have the highest number of billionaires. They are good in business. What do? You serve your guy many years. Then after like 6 years, he gives you the shop. Then you go again. That one that they now give shop today too, and that person come and serve him. That's how they were able to remove themselves small by small out of poverty. Assuming they behave like this outside people that they were giving people food and be begging. Today they'll be the poorest because they fought a civil war. That's why I say ordinarily all these beggars that you see here are also naturally be the Igbo people. It's a fact, but they are not because their leaders are able to think and take them out of poverty the way they can. But the government seems to be against them. I mean the federal government. Give everybody, if you give a Hausa man the same opportunity, Yoruba man the same opportunity, give Igbo people the same opportunity, Nigeria will be better than this. But because okay, this is your tripod, and I'll be saying it, Nigeria is like a tripod, these three things. If you remove one out of it, two cannot make it stand. You deliberately remove the Igbo people from them. You now give only Hausa and Yoruba. It's not, no, it's not, I mean, it's not good. It's not balanced. It's not, God bless, it's not balanced. It was a day one man there was very happy, it's a Yoruba man. He said, the Igbo no go, Igbo no get president, Igbo will never become president after Yoruba, Hausa, after Hausa, Yoruba. I said, I want to ask you a question. This useless Yoruba and Hausa and power, what have you benefited from it? Yeah, he said, no, not. I said, then thunder will fire you. You know that you're not benefiting, but you can't even say the truth, you're not benefiting anything from them. You are a Christian, you have the mind of God to tell people that no, this is right, this is not right. You cannot say we are one country and you are against a particular people. No president, to become president is wahala. Let me give you an example. In Nigeria, go and check it, every unitary school. If a Yoruba man a Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo man want to write an exam, it's a fact. Unitary school, Yoruba man will they must have like 200 marks to be admitted. Igbo man like 200 marks to be admitted. Hausa man like 50 marks. I'm telling you, this is a fact. In unitary school in Nigeria, all of them. Now, if after somebody 200 marks, another 200 marks, another 50 marks, they now go to school. If there's now a job in federal civil service, in NNPC, in CBN and all those things, the first person to be employed will be that person that has 50 marks. I say the country should go forward. Stop deceiving yourself. Oh, let us pray for Nigeria. You cannot pray for a goat and the goat will now become a cow. Pray for Nigeria. You have been praying for Nigeria so many years. And it's not working because there is no justice, equity, and fairness. Until there's justice, equity, and fairness, then the country can thrive and move forward. And people will see that, oh, Nigeria is working. But for now, there's no justice, equity, and fairness. People are just deceiving themselves. You understand? There's no justice, there's no equity, there's no fairness. People are just deceiving themselves. I don't deceive myself. I'm a kind of person, I tell myself the truth. My father used to tell me, if somebody is deceiving you, it's better. But you don't deceive yourself. You don't deceive yourself. Nigeria cannot work like this. Yeah, you are sidelining a major tribe, and you are making sure that they don't get to power, and by putting incompetent people in power. In 2015, and I told people, and this election, if you make mistake, Nigeria will never recover. I said I don't fear anybody. No, it's Buhari. The reason why they were against Jonathan was because Jonathan's name, he said his name is Goodluck Ebele, Azikiwe Jonathan. Oh, Jonathan is like, I say he's not an Igbo man, it's a Nigerian data. No, that is an Igbo man. Make we come out time. I said, my hand not there. And they know me, my hand is not there. Even when the Ojo started to protest against him, I did not go. They know. I said, God forbid. I know they follow useless people. Now they remove him and put a man that ordinarily cannot be a local government chairman, that does not have the brain to even be a security, a megad in a bank. You put him as the president. Look at where Nigeria is today. Because of tribalism. I know that Buhari will not do anything, no, but Shibanjo, now your man, is his vice. You don't vote like that. He said, no, look at the problem now. The 2023 came, this is the best time to change the Nigeria. I said, this time around, very simple. Competence, capacity, character, commitment. Peter Obi, let's go. I was telling, let's go, please, let's go this time around. And I don't collect money from anybody, just vote for mine. No, it's Tinubu na Obama, but in our own person, in your one. I said, no, don't do like this. And no, nothing will happen. I was in the bus when I was campaigning, when that old man said, I would rather die under Tinubu than to enjoy under Peter Obi. I was in the bus. One man said it in this place, said, I know that Tinubu cannot perform well, but I would rather vote for him than vote for an Igbo man. The other man in my compound said, Igbo people cannot be trusted. I said, if there's any tribe that can be trusted in Nigeria, I swear to God, I'm saying from bottom of my heart, it's Igbo people. Do you know why? They are everywhere doing business. Everywhere you go, I'm an artisan. I do my aluminum work everywhere. I've been to where you must see an Igbo man doing, is that chemist or something there? He said, no, that woman, that same one is complaining in the compound. Yes, now. Maybe I told some of them now, they said they want to come and join the obedient movement. And I told them, if you want to join, they see the light. I'm just a spokesman, I'm not anybody. So if you want to join, just make sure that you are working. If you don't have work, they give you a mala and 5,000, you vote under Mumu again. So vote this time around. This time around, don't collect money. Make sure that things are going well. I'm telling you, I know what I know what people are facing. No, me and that one, I see all those ones I want them. Poverty, insecurity, inflation does not know tribe or religion. I told them. Even Buhari that we say is the worst president is not better than our human beings are not missing Buhari. I said if we can miss Buhari in Nigeria, that means something is wrong. Is it not like that? As I was coming from my house one day, 3 people came to meet me. Thank God, come, I said, come. Obi and Atiku won't join together. I say, what's the problem? Say, I beg. Make them join together. I say, good morning, no. It's good now, good morning. I want you here. I told you in this place. You kept calling me, oh, you're a bastard. You hate Yoruba, you're a bastard. I'm a Yoruba person, but the truth is the truth. Let us see the truth and say it. Now look at it. Then and now, they don't want Peter Obi to come back. And you see. Okay, come back. Because the man have brain of it's a trader, you know, a trader can multiply money. He have brain, not just a politician. That don't know anything politics. They put all their children in politics, all their wife in politics. They don't know you. They have used you and dumped you. They don't know you. They don't know you now. You give them. I told them in this place. You give them 2 deca of rice. It is here 2 deca of rice. Maggi, salt, tomato, granite oil. Take. Go and vote. They will not be singing. Hey. A man was giving. A Yoruba man was giving elderly woman one spaghetti. A video. I have the video. Hey, sister, one spaghetti. I was angry. This is bad now. We should tell ourselves the truth in this place. How can Posa be receiving you every year? The same thing you do every year. Don't collect money from any person again. Vote your mind now that, oh, this man can do it. My mind. I don't care the person, but just your mind. But honestly, the money they give you, we finish. We know they hear for Nigeria. We know they hear. No, you see, let me tell you. Poverty has been weaponized. And democracy cannot work where there's poverty and illiteracy. In a developed country, something like this, it doesn't happen now. It doesn't happen. Yes, because no. See, my brother, let me give you an example. When you are okay, if somebody calls you and say, come and take 5,000 and vote for somebody, you cannot vote because you have that money. But somebody that is not working, they brainwash him, and you give him small money and food, he will vote for the wrong candidate. That is the problem. So poverty and illiteracy have been weaponized. That whenever election comes, you must vote for a wrong leader because it's from your tribe. You understand? So it is intentional. They made it so that when you are so poor, you must vote for the wrong candidate, which I am against. Muslim ticket, a Mumu ticket, Muslim, Mumu. Even the people that are Muslim ticket, even the Muslims themselves, Now, let me tell you. Under Jonathan, you know that Ide Kabir is coming. They call it, we call it Ileya. Under Jonathan, people they will be buying goats, rams up and down. Have you seen one ram pass here? Some of them they are giving a quick notice. This is frustration everywhere. But we want them that the only way to go is to vote for a man that have competence, capacity. They say no. You want to vote for our tribe. Oh yeah, your tribe, enjoy it. I told them, I said, after 2 years, all of you become obedient. Less than 5 months, they are not coming to meet me. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? So now everybody should learn. Biafra spirit cannot die. The same way my spirit of the cannot die. The same way our spirit cannot die. Whether you like it or not, no human being on earth can stop Biafra. That's my opinion.
Thank you very much.
The very oldest language on the face of this very earth.
Because I can say that from what I have just listened from you, it is just not ordinary.
Very wonderful. When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that when my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that
Oku ashiadio Egumu watu wenumo Amandianeze Oku ashiadio Egumu watu wenumo Amandianeze Onye anumo wanewe mekodo Onye akpachalanyao Kanotumu wasiadinanya borozi kafasi adinime.
I am born
Emanomu wagamasi manenu aro.
and I'm going to help Nnamdi Kanu to get Biafra. Believe me. Go and mark today's date.
I see Mommy Nkechi, a rapper don't tell she the kneel for grave where my uche day, Papa Emeka. Don't blind from growing, picking don't fall, now watch up I'm raw. Me self they shake my hand no feel. Yesterday we laughed, today I dust we more. If we don't stop this night where we they share, tell me who go sing for the ones we know.
Chine the voice from under the soil. Brother, no let my blood turn to oil. Little Ada they ask where my papa go. Her small hand they shake, she no sabi this woe. I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
No, make we try yo. Back up in the day.
I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
Oh, make we try yo.
Back up joints with a trembling.